Why Doflamingo is One Piece's best villain. Welcome to Shonen Legends. If you love deep anime character breakdowns and story analysis, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. In a world filled with tyrants, warlords, and monsters, what makes a villain truly unforgettable? Is it power, charisma, cruelty, or is it something deeper? A villain whose very existence exposes the darkest truths about the world itself. In the world of One Piece, there are many incredible antagonists, but one name stands above the rest: Donquixote Doflamingo, the heavenly demon, a man who doesn't just oppose the heroes, but perfectly represents the corruption at the heart of the world. So what makes Doflamingo One Piece's best villain? Let's dive in. The first reason is simple: presence. From the moment Doflamingo appears, he dominates every scene. That iconic walk, the constant smile, the way he treats chaos like entertainment. He doesn't just feel dangerous, he feels inevitable, like a storm that enjoys watching the world burn. But presence alone doesn't make a great villain. It's what's behind the smile that matters. Doflamingo isn't evil for the sake of being evil. He's a product of the world's cruelty. Born a celestial dragon, he lived at the very top of society, worshipped like a god, until his father gave it all up. Suddenly, the world that once bowed to him turned violent. He was tortured, hunted, forced to experience the hatred that the celestial dragons created. That trauma didn't humble him. It broke him. And from that pain, a monster was born. This is what makes Doflamingo fascinating. He truly believes the world is rotten. To him, justice is just a game played by those in power. Pirates, marines, nobles, everyone is hypocritical. And honestly, he's not entirely wrong. That moral ambiguity makes him compelling. He isn't trying to fix the world. He's exposing it. Then there's Dressrosa. Doflamingo didn't just rule a country. He controlled reality within it. He manipulated memories, turned people into toys, erased entire lives from history. It wasn't just tyranny. It was psychological domination. He didn't just want power. He wanted control over truth itself. And that brings us to one of his greatest traits: intelligence. Doflamingo isn't just strong, he's strategic. He built an underground empire, manipulated global politics, and played both pirates and the world government like chess pieces. Even after losing battles, he always seemed one step ahead. That level of manipulation makes him terrifying, because you never feel like you fully understand his plan. Now let's talk about power. His string fruit sounds simple at first, but in his hands it becomes terrifying. He can slice buildings apart, control people like puppets, and even stitch his own organs back together. And his awakening lets him turn the environment itself into weapons. It's creative, brutal, and perfectly reflects his personality. Everything becomes something he can control. But the true reason Doflamingo stands out is symbolism. He represents the dark truth of the One Piece world. The idea that those born into privilege can shape reality, while others suffer the consequences. He is the embodiment of systemic corruption. A villain who isn't just an obstacle, but a mirror. Look at his relationship with Trafalgar D. Law. Law isn't just fighting a tyrant. He's fighting his trauma. Doflamingo destroyed his childhood, killed the only person who loved him, and shaped his entire life. That personal connection raises the emotional stakes far beyond a typical battle. It becomes a story of revenge, healing, and breaking cycles of pain. And then there's his clash with Monkey D. Luffy. Luffy represents freedom. Doflamingo represents control. Their fight isn't just physical, it's ideological. Freedom versus domination. Hope versus cynicism. And that contrast makes their battle one of the most meaningful in the series. Another reason he stands out is charisma. Doflamingo is magnetic. Even when he's doing horrible things, you can't look away. He laughs in the face of defeat, mocks the system while benefiting from it, and carries himself like someone who truly understands how the world works. That confidence makes him captivating. But perhaps the most chilling thing about Doflamingo is that he never pretends to be anything else. He knows he's a monster, and he embraces it. There's no tragic redemption arc, no last-minute change of heart. Just a man who accepted the world's cruelty and decided to become its worst reflection. Great villains challenge the heroes, but the best villains challenge the audience. They make you uncomfortable. They make you question morality. They make you see how thin the line between hero and villain can be. Doflamingo does all of that. He's powerful without being invincible, cruel without being shallow, broken without being sympathetic enough to excuse his actions. He's layered, complex, and deeply tied to the world's lore. And that complexity is what makes him unforgettable. In the end, Doflamingo isn't just a villain you defeat. He's a villain you understand. And that's far more powerful, because long after the fight ends, his ideas linger. So why is Doflamingo One Piece's best villain? Because he represents everything wrong with the world, while being smart enough to thrive in it. Because he challenges the hero not just physically, but ideologically. Because he's terrifying, charismatic, intelligent, and deeply human. And because no matter how many villains appear, few leave a mark as deep as the heavenly demon. But what do you think? Is Doflamingo the greatest villain in One Piece? Or does someone else take the crown? Let me know in the comments.